Yo, Jacki, visibly distorted here. I bring the poetry. Glad you're with me. I got one today that addresses suffering in the human experience. The fact that there's all kinds of needless pain in this life. And at the time that I wrote this, I was exploring world religions for the first time in my life. My world opened up when I realized there was more than just one religion. And I started to read, and I started to think, and I started to ask lots of questions. And one of the things that came up for me was the idea that suffering is part of this life, not necessarily a place that you're going to end up if you do wrong things, but a fact of life that's here already. And I think that was sort of a novel idea for me, that the pain that I was going through was real and valid, and although it was something that I thought, this could get incrementally or exponentially worse if I, do end up going to the end point that I'm expecting to go to if I behave in terrible ways. It's also something that's common to a lot of people across the world, across history, and that it's something that's been addressed before by others in philosophical ways and spiritual ways. And it's something that is worth exploring on my own in my writing. So today I've got one called Free Me that I would like to read. And it's pretty dark. So get your sunglasses on and read it, watch me read it in the super ultra dark, because that's how dark it is. And enjoy. Free me. Free me from the pain that has burned me and scarred my soul. Free me from the torture that is my reality. Free me from the excruciating torment I face daily in my social environment. Free me from the panic I feel when I see the world closing in on me. Free me from the day when my future collapses before my eyes. Free me from tomorrow, my yesterday, and my today. Free me from the burdens of this life. So not only is that a comment on some of the angst and suffering and pain that people experience, it was also a comment on being liberated from that. And I think that there are several traditions out there that speak to being liberated from suffering, and it's interesting to look at them comparatively and see how it is that they address the issue of suffering and the issue of being liberated from suffering. So if you haven't ever taken a look at world religions, just out of curiosity's sake, well, why don't you do that? Why don't you check them out? Because there's a lot of really cool stuff out there, a lot of things that can either question or strengthen what you believe in. So I'll leave you with that, and thank you for listening. As always, you know what to do, and I will see you next time.